Hello, internets.
Welcome back.
This is another episode, I believe, episode 9 or 10. I should really learn.
But
what
we're back,
episode.
and we're back.
We are back. Lovely another week that's happened, and though we have some unfortunate news that occurred.
Yeah, we've been having like news up and down, you know, and I think this is why we should, watch Mystic Malcolm right now, because I'm tired of these surprises. I need some grounding. I need to let you know. I need some predictability, Before we talk about the Three Sisters shit, Mystic Malcolm.
Since the beginning of time, man has always wondered, what do the stars mean? What is life? What is anything? What are these symbols on these bottle caps? Well, Mystic Malcolm is here to decipher everything for you. Now, our first caller.
Hi, Mystic Malcolm. I got this cap and I don't know how to decipher it. There's a lot that's been going on in my life right now, so hopefully you can provide some clarity, because I honestly don't know what's going on.
Bro, just look at the music. Like, when music is blasting, just look directly at the projectile of where the music is coming from and just look at it. Come on, face the music, bro. Stop turning away from it. How are you supposed to hear the bass when your ears are turned around? Face the music. Now our last caller.
All right, there's a cow here. I might be eating a lot, but I hope that's not the problem here. Help me out, Mystic Malcolm. Stop sign. There's like half white, half black, kind of yin yang. The letter A and the cow.
Don't have a fucking cow when there's a cow in front of you. Don't cut that shit in half. Chill. Just take it easy. Throw a fucking fit, yeah? Well, this has been fun. Interesting results, answers. Questions have been answered. Answered have been questioned. Maybe. But tune in next time to unlock the mysteries of this universe and world. And maybe next time I will find answers to my life. Until next time.
All right, cool. All right, I don't feel as bad as about the future anymore.
Yeah, at least I know what's coming up next. Like,
Yeah,
I mentally
exactly.
prepared myself. I'm not gonna be like, oh shit, surprises.
It's like Big Fish, where it's like, would you rather know how you're gonna die in the future? That way you can live like impenetrably until then, or like, would you, rather just not know and just keep living one day like it's your last?
See, Big Fish is a movie that I forget that I've watched so many times, where when I hear the name, I just think of the band, and that's
okay,
what
real
really-
Big Fish.
I don't remember the band deciding people's fates and whatnot.
I love that movie. It's a fucking classic.
It's
as
a
far as
great
Tim Burton
movie.
movies go, like that one is like, the creme of the crop.
It's definitely one that isn't talked about enough, and I will, give it credit where I kind of took it away from it. It's actually a really good fucking film. Highly suggest it.
Yeah, totally.
Kind of slipped my mind for that moment.
Before we get started, though,
We have something to attend to, like always.
yeah, we gotta pour one for the robots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but as per tradition, the new tradition, if you watch our show, which okay, if we get Mickey's, we try to guess it, and that's the point of Mystic Malcolm. So for me, I got the letter O, I got a can of Mickey's, a couch, and an N. Couch and
Bro,
Oh,
why the
Mickey,
fuck
yo.
does this keep on happening? I got a box with a ball and the next to it. A man who looks like he be hiding some shit from his wife by the way he's like in the direction his body and whatnot and the way it's tucked. Letter A, as well as a counterclockwise sign. I have no idea what the fuck that's supposed to be.
Okay, I feel like I know what mine is, but the couch throwing me off, but everything makes sense. It's oh Mickey, you so fine. Okay, right? Because O and then Mickey N. I'm sorry, O Mickey U couch N. So like, but couchin', O Mickey you couchin', O Mickey you surfing, O Mickey you couchin'.
I don't know.
O Mickey you sofin',
I know
O
what
Mickey
you're
you
talking about.
sofin', O Mickey you sofin'. I quit. Do you quit? I quit.
Toss it to me.
No, you.
I started farting because I quit.
Alright, so the sad news, let's get it out the way.
Yeah.
Daft Punk. Yeah. Quite the bummer.
Unfortunately, for those who don't know and haven't heard by now, it'd be kind of surprising if we're the ones that break the news to you. But anyhow, Daft Punk has officially quit. As
They
of this
did.
week.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Mhm.
We grew up never living a life that, Daft Punk never being there. So
Very,
it's pretty
very
big,
true.
And we grew up like very musically like raised in our household. Our dad was a DJ and shit
Mhm.
like that, so
So around the world,
to the French
fucking-
robots.
To the French robots who will drink malt liquor in your honor.
To the French robots.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, dude, that's a bummer. And you know what? Like they left gracefully. They left with many people wanting more.
Mm-hmm.
Bummed out that, no matter how much I've tried to see them, it's like almost impossible to have
Yeah, it's
seen
virtually
them like
impossible.
the past like 20 years.
Uh-huh.
So that brings us to Top Flight. Okay. So Top Flight. All right. So since Daft Punk is over, and
Mm.
obviously we want more.
Yeah.
Who are some of those like breakups that you find to have been like too soon?
Have been too soon. So that like makes things a little bit tricky.
Okay, well, too soon or like left you wanting more.
I mean, so obviously, it's cheating, but Daft Punk is gonna be my number one for this situation.
Right, for sure.
Second, immediately off the bat would have to be Outkast. That's like kind of me getting.
Okay, bro, that's why we gotta take turns. All right, you're picking off all the good ones.
What I'm saying is like those are the obvious choices, all right.
Those are the
those
obvious
are the
choices.
best dynamic duos
Definitely.
you can possibly deal with in the business. It's like, all right, okay,
Mhm.
let me get rid of those out of the fucking way.
Did you see that? Did you see Outkast with me? Were you with me that
Yeah,
year?
that was
yeah,
the
hell
time
yeah.
I went to Coachella
So at
and
least we
whatnot.
got to see Outkast.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, we didn't see Daft Punk.
Yeah, it is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Daft Punk is of the two in my top 5. That's one of the ones that I've never been able to see. Thankfully, I've been able to see the other 3 in my top 5.
Right.
But I still got one more on my list. That's a good question.
Okay. Another one for me. My Chemical Romance is a big one. I did get to see them also,
Uh-huh.
which is great. I got to see My Chem. But I miss them. And I think their last album, Danger Days, was slept on. It's a
Mhm.
fucking great album. Like, as an album, not like from hits alone. I think I listened to that album as an album way more than I do The Black Parade. Like, Danger
Damn.
Days is a great fucking
Uh-huh.
album, and I don't get why people are sleeping on it. Even now with this new emo resurgence that I'm all about, I'm super fucking stoked about it, bro. You have no idea. But Danger Days still isn't clapping the way it should be,
Mhm. There definitely really is a big evil resurgence. It's always funny hearing people like who are much younger than I am, like, "Oh, have you heard My Chemical Romance?" And it's like, "What the fuck? We
Bitch.
were there when the texts were written. Damn it, you fucking."
I went to like Hot Topic to buy some socks, right?
Uh,
And like I had like my old like My Kim shirt, and this the cashier there, she was like, "Oh, like gassing about." I was like, "Oh yeah, I saw them at the Hollywood Bowl, like And then she was like, "Oh my God, you're living my emo dreams, like I was born too late." And I was like, "All right, that's the world we live in. Yeah, I know. I am great. Feel free to touch my forearm." Graze though, because I don't want you to creep me out.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to think of another one that I would love to see.
Oh, okay. Well, since while you're thinking.
Yeah, because I only already given 2, so.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, another one for me, dude. Like, I really want to see fucking. Okay, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't like. They're not officially broken up,
Oh.
but it's been a while since I've heard anything.
Yeah.
And they have been the band who have gotten away from me so fucking constantly, all the fucking time. All right, now I'm a little stressed out.
Alright.
Like, it started like from high school. I was so big in buying like physical copies.
Mhm.
But if you bought the digital album on iTunes, that's how old I am. Then you'll get like the promo code, so you can buy the tickets 2 weeks early.
Mhm.
I do it. The day I come, I got the promo code. Everyone gives me the money. The homie's like, last minute, oh yeah, that one guy, yeah, the one who's always lying, yeah, well, he said that his brother works at Ticketmaster and he could get us the tickets on the cheap, yada yada. I buy this promo shit for like no fucking reason. We all give him the money. And we're waiting weeks and weeks and weeks. Now tickets are sold out. He comes back, yeah, he wasn't able to do it. Surprisingly, he gave us all back our money in full. Yeah, that part was surprising. But we missed them. And then several more times, I'm not going to get into it or we'll be here all day, but there's been big moments where I've been trying to get Red Hot Chili Pepper tickets, and for some reason, like, it's not because, like, of, like, funding reasons, and we live in LA, so, like, things like this happen often for us to get opportunities, but for some reason, there's always, like, a weird-ass fucking thing that comes in the way between me and Anthony Kiedis and Flea and the rest of the boys, my LA funk band, and it fucking sucks. It pisses me off. So, like, I need another, like, Chili Pepper album. I hope they're not, like, broken up, just so I can see my boys, bro. They're my band. They're my fucking band.
I did not know that you had this whole curse when it comes to Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, big one.
This universe does not allow you to see them. Alright, I finally thought of an answer. Technically, it still counts.
Right.
I would love to see a Black Hippie Project again.
Oh my god, yes, that's
I feel
a great
like
one.
that they've
I
all
was just having that conversation.
Yeah, they've all kind of come to terms with, like, Black Hippie's not gonna happen again because they're all working on their projects, they're all doing their own kind of stuff and whatnot. But they have all grown so fucking much since the last Black Hippie project.
Big to have a Black Hippie tour alone. Okay, I'm giving up on the album itself. A tour would be nice.
We were pretty close to that with the championship tour.
Yeah, close. No Cigar. Also with Made in America. I got invited to their Rock the Bells show. I just didn't go because I didn't think it'd be the last one or the only one. But yeah, dude, such a bummer. Considering how many times I've seen each and every one of the TDE casts.
But just when they're able to, like, rock together and whatnot, just, like, have a fucking enjoyable time, that would just be such a dope project again. Because Black Panther, I think, is the closest thing that we'll ever get to a Black Hippie project. That Black Panther album, because there's so many combinations of them over and over again.
I really hope we get another one for Black Hippie 2.
Yeah.
I would love that for Black Hippie 2. And I would love a Daft Punk comeback for Tron 3. That'd be great.
I mean, are they officially confirmed for Tron 2, the soundtrack and everything?
I know nothing of the soundtrack, I'm just saying. Roller coasters are being made for Tron and shit like that, so obviously the other one's coming.
Very
true. Soundtrack gotta come, and if it comes, like, hopefully, Daft Punk already made the album, dude.
That is what I'm hoping for, so we still technically get a Daft Punk album too.
I'd be cool. I'd be cool with that. Like, if we could at least continue to get, like, Disney funded Daft Punk albums. All right, cool.
Because even that first fucking the first like Tron soundtrack was hard as fuck, dude. That just alone was better than a lot of people's like best album of all time.
Hell yeah, that
was a musical score. All right, so that's my third album. Third option was Black Hippie. What would be yours?
Okay, what am I? Did I do 3 already?
Yeah, you're gonna be on third.
I'm gonna be on my third.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it. All right, my next one. I would love to see Depeche Mode come back. I fucking love me some Depeche Mode. I want them to break the silence. No, that was horrible, but whatever. Yeah, dude, totally. And especially with this like emo resurgence again, I feel like Depeche Mode will kill it. Bands like Depeche Mode and The Cure, like. Right now they're only waking up to like our era of shit, but like we got put on some good shit too,
Very true,
for
very
sure.
True. Yeah, that actually be super sick. Just see them come back.
That'd be dope. I'd be 100% with that.
For me, it's kind of a toss-up. I'm tied between 2 different choices, and I don't know if I want to separate the 2 or just pick one and say fuck it to the other.
Okay.
But you know what? I'll say fuck it. I would really like to see another Postal Service out.
Oh, that'd be great. And they had that 10th anniversary concert
recently. They had the 10th anniversary concert. They did the the re-deluxe version of the original album, and I don't know what else was that.
The re-deluxe was some time ago. Did they have a re-deluxe?
I think it was for like the 10th anniversary or something like that.
Oh, yeah. That was a while ago. Yeah, Postal Service.
It's been a while, but that's the thing. That album was like, it's such like a weird space and time where it was like phenomenally done for what the project was. And I know that album was like a really special time for me too, so I would love to kind of get another one back like at some point in the future.
Okay, so that's the guy from Death Cab for Cutie, okay? in postal service included, name me one happy positive song from that singer. Just one. Just one. That Cat Kitty has like 10 albums, bro. Like, I need one.
I didn't say it was a good time in my
No
life.
smiles come from Seattle, bro. No smiles come from Seattle. That's why they all move here, bro. Homeboy is so depressed, he's stuck on depressed. He get no sunshine.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Every single song he comes out with, it's always super sad. And it's like, all right, okay. At least when I want to have those moments of music to myself. Like,
Yeah.
I know who to turn to for sure.
Right, yeah. I agree. I could put on like fucking postal service all the time and just be like, don't wake me up.
It's just so calming. It's it's depressing as shit, but it's like such a calming
It is
album.
depressing, but it sounds so nice.
It does, man. So that's why I would love to have another nice fucking sounding album, regardless of how depressing it might be.
True.
And plus,
True.
like you said, emo resurgence. There's a lot of people that are sad.
Yeah,
Might as well capitalize on it with another sad album.
that's true, for sure. We gotta start stepping away from the sad shit too, though. Okay, and then, my last number 4 will be Academy Is.
Ooh.
We need my boy William Beckett back to the fucking mold. And a lot of these singers like William, I'm sorry, but when you go solo, you kind of suck, alright? Gerard Way, fucking love you. I love your comic career, my boy. Go back to my Kim. Your solo act isn't just, it's not there. It's not there. I'm sorry, okay? So yeah, we need you back with the team. We need you back with the team, William Beckett. We need the Academy Is back, you know? We need some more fucking banger out, like, anthems. So yeah, and while we're on music news, like, bro, well, you were a big fan of Academy Is too.
Yeah, Academy Is was super fucking dope. I actually
sure.
like them a lot. They're one of like the few bands that are really kind of where that sound like started grabbing me, and like actually started like for me to enjoy it. And so that's why like if they were to ever come up with another album, I would definitely be on point with that, trying to like make sure to listen to it like day of release and stuff.
I agree with that, and they never got stale. Like I feel like their album just got better and better. And
Yeah,
better.
they really did, and they had a sound that evolved over time with each one of their albums.
Definitely distinctly their own though.
Yeah, and it was never as like, oh, they're changing to entirely different like sound or whatnot, or oh, you know, they're probably playing like more of like a radio aspect. No, they were just themselves, but just
It's
like,
hard to explain their sound, you know?
Yeah, it really was, but it was always a dope fucking album, and like a lot of their songs just got you hyped for shit, or the ones where you're just like, you know, I'm just gonna chill out and relax, and you knew that in every album you're gonna get that experience.
Yeah,
Which is
I
super
agree.
cool.
Hiccups. Not throwing up. Okay, so that was a bitch ass bird. Okay? I feel like more of like less impressive. Now that we're still on music though, Bobby Shmurda is out. What did he spend, like 7 years in jail?
I have no fucking idea. I've known that Bobby Shmurda has been in jail longer than I've known that he made music for.
Yeah, he really honestly only came to my attention after he got locked up, to be 100% with you. But he ended up like blowing up, you know, after he was in jail. I'm not sure what he did or like what music he did, but the streets praised him, and when he got back, everyone gave him nothing but love, you know. Even you know, our most famous troll, fucking 6ix9ine, gave him praise too. You know?
Yeah, and it's such an interesting situation where somehow in some way a lot of these new rappers just. Prison isn't like a stop to their career. It's more of like a career move for a lot of them.
It is a career move. You know, like 6ix9ine is like back in headlines again. But he disappeared for a while, and what stopped him, you know, like when he was in prison, he was still making noise, and then he came back, made a lot of fucking noise because, you know, he is who he is, and then disappeared. What stopped him, like, wasn't prison. Again, like we said, that helped people. What stopped him is he got fat. And that made him insecure, so he just fucking disappeared for, like, half a year. He had too many fucking burgers, and it was like, hey, I gotta... I'm starting to look bigger than my chain.
I mean, he decided, man, he no longer deal with the prison food anymore.
Yeah.
So now, we now need to do a fat watch for Bobby Shmurda and for Kodak Black.
And Meek Mill, because he's just taking L's, bro. You know he's going to fall into depression and start eating.
But it's also, if Meek Mill didn't blow up in size after the whole Drake fiasco, I feel like, okay, he might take this one a little more to the chin and not get like the depression away. But I feel like, all right, Bobby Shmurda, Kodak Black, I can see them expanding.
I see. Yeah, Kodak Black is already on his way there for sure. Kodak Black is on his way expanding for sure. But you know what? I don't even blame him. I was like a vegetarian for 10 years, you know. But like, and once I started eating meat again, bro, like I inflated that first year. I got chonchies, bro. I got chonchies.
You had your chesticles and everything.
I got my testicles and everything. I was inflated. Dope was starting to become part of my natural, you know, cadence in my day-to-day vocabulary, bro.
So hopefully we'll see them also do that expansion, because you know it'd just be kind of funny.
Yeah, for sure. Any more music news?
For any more music news, I don't really know, honestly. I haven't been keeping too many tabs. I know for sure Denzel Curry's gonna drop an album.
Yeah, I know you're excited
Unlock
for that.
1.5 is gonna drop tonight at midnight, or going into Friday. You know, that's for us. I know we're recording this before the podcast is released. Just know I'm hyped as fucking shit. If you don't listen to Denzel Curry, you should do it. If you listen to Unlock, you should do it. And you should listen to Unlock 1.5.
Your mama
I know
ain't
it's gonna be
shit,
good.
your daddy ain't shit.
Yeah. And that's the truth. That's the truth.
For sure with it. I gotta get back on my music joint. Lately I've been listening to a lot of reggaeton, a lot of Rosalia, a lot of Bad Bunny, a lot of Ozuna, a lot of Maluma, a lot of Karol G.
We recently came back from Mexico, so that's totally appropriate for the situation.
But I've been on that. I've been on it. Like the past couple months, like I've been like in a mood. I've just been in a mood.
I feel like I would be that way if I understood more than like 6 words in Spanish.
Well, like I know enough to be able to like sing along for the most part, or kind of like break it down sometimes in the lost. But I do want to learn a lot more Spanish. I'm trying to get on this shit. You know?
No, like I know for a fact that if I sing along to Bad Bunny, I have to make sure it's not in a public area, because he be talking about like eating ass and a lot of like ass related activities and
shit, I've been singing American songs about eating ass on the loud anyway.
I know, but in Spanish it sounds a little bit different, and just like the way his vibe. It's like, if Bad Bunny say he will lick some toes, it's gonna sound in a very interesting way.
Bro, like, whenever we go out and I play music on my speakers, it could be like rated G music still, and if it's too loud, you're like, bro, like, this is embarrassing, put it down. And I'm like,
it's more so they're like, alright, we're in public, I don't want to get in other people's fucking, you know, sound pollution or whatnot.
I want them to sing along with me, you know? Alright, moving past music, let's go to gaming. Are you excited for anything? Or before we get to gaming, I'm sorry, yeah, Marvel. I'm getting ahead of myself.
We just got fucking the announcement for the new Spider-Man name, or potential name, if, you know, they're not gonna do another switcheroo with Tom Holland, you know, potentially leaking shit again.
But it was like Marvel sanctioned. Like,
yeah.
It's like the definitive name.
But now it's like, alright. You know what, Tom Holland, I see you. I see that they're now using it as your marketing tool.
Now you're a fucking troll, bro.
It's officially called No Way Home, or at least currently officially.
What are you speculating about that name?
Okay, alright, so, you know, the whole fact of the other two Spider-Mans,
Spider-Man.
I cannot remember the name right now, because sleep deprivation ruins memory, so it's kind of fucked up.
Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire.
That is correct. 10 points to Gryffindor, or
Ravenclaw, boy. Get your shit right. Get your shit right.
I'm sorry, you hippie potters and your I'm a guardian shit. Alright,
leave us hippie potters alone.
Anyhow, I think it's gonna be some situation where like the whole premise is that Andrew Garfield and like Tobey Maguire, like they can't get back. It's called No Way Home.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's kind of where I was getting with it too.
It's like you're gonna assume that's gonna be some multiverse stuff, or they're gonna be sucked out of their own reality and put in, you know,
when they can't get home.
Yeah, which could be, you know, either we're either like Universe Prime or like 151. I think it's like one of the Prime universes in Marvel, and so I feel like it's gonna be that's the whole premise where the fabric of reality is changing. You're gonna get a lot of different copies of heroes or villains that you've never seen before now get like introduced, that they're a possibility, that they're getting sucked out of their world and they're now stuck in our reality.
Yeah,
and they have to deal with that.
That's kind of how I was breaking it apart too. I was kind of thinking the opposite though. Instead of like, I feel like yours makes more sense in retrospect. But I was thinking just in general, like Tom Holland's character, it's just not in our multiverse anymore. You know, like he's like, I'm feeling like somehow like he got taken out, and now like Doctor Strange has to like go to the other multiverse, bring him out, and then because of that, because he brings them back to the 151, assuming that's the timeline right now,
Yeah.
MCU, he ends up bringing back other cast of people too for those universes, you know? So that's kind of like where I was thinking about.
Yeah, it's got to be something with the multiverse.
Yeah,
it really
for
has
sure.
to be, and if
Yeah.
it's not, I'm gonna be super disappointed.
Yeah.
Because then I also don't understand how they're gonna bring the other two Spider-Mans in there.
Man, the Spider-Mans are always locked up somewhere, you know? 'Cause
Yeah.
for the new Play Avengers game, you have Spider-Man as a DLC character that's supposed to come out,
Okay.
but he's exclusive to the PlayStation, you know? Like,
Oh, Xbox again showing that they're not good for video games.
yeah, but maybe also the Play Avengers game, but we're getting the Hawkeye update soon.
Uh-huh.
And then, rumored speculations, Black Panther's supposed to come right after Hawkeye.
That'd
And
be
then
dope.
that's going to bring in, like, a new social hub. It's
Mhm.
supposed to bring in, like, a brand new world. Like, you're in the future now. You're playing
Ooh.
as future Hawkeye, or
Uh-huh.
Old Man Hawkeye and regular Hawkeye, and, you know, meeting up each other.
Yeah.
So that's supposed to be exciting. And they're going to use a lot of the Old Man Logan story arcs, but I don't know if Logan's going to be included. So I'm a little, like, weirded out about that. So I'm unsure what's going on.
That'd be actually super interesting because then
Yeah.
it's a lot more introduction or like integration with mutants than there has been for a super long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
'Cause now
yeah.
Marvel got some rights back to it, so it makes sense.
I'm just, like, I thought they were gonna like fall like more in like line with like Battlefront, how their new updates were gonna bring, you know, it's gonna be like more promotional. Like I
Mhm.
expected we were gonna get like Scarlet Witch to fall in line with the WandaVision
Yeah.
release, you know, or Falcon to fall in line with the new Falcon and the Winter Soldier
Uh-huh.
release. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but
whatsoever.
I wanted that. I was hoping to get like MCU costumes and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that. You know, I thought that would be pretty badass.
But unfortunately, the powers that be decided to nah, fuck that. We're gonna strip as much content as we can from that.
Yeah.
But we are getting new content, so you did bring up Falcon and Winter Soldier. How do you feel about that? Because I know we're in the midst of the WandaVision era of the MCU.
Yeah, like it throws me off. Okay, so Falcon Winter Soldier was supposed to come out first.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
supposed to Black Widow and Falcon and Winter Soldier supposed to come out before WandaVision even started.
Even Eternals.
Even
you
Eternals
know?
was supposed to start.
So like I love weird Marvel,
Mhm.
you know. So I am excited for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But like, okay, we're gonna get that, and then we're gonna get like, you know, Black Widow. I feel like somehow, you know, they have to find some way of editing and post to bring that, you know, what's happening already now, because like I want to see that. I love the
Mhm.
weird shit. I love explosions and all, like, you know, the regular cool like flying and rockets and stuff. I'm excited for it, but like I want at some point, even if it's the last episode, I want some weird shit back in.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think for myself, WandaVision has really kind of solidified that in my brain. Where it's like
Yeah.
now I'm like, okay, we're in the comic book era of comic book movies now.
Mm-hmm.
And
We
which,
really
like-
are. Yeah, we're hitting that point.
Yeah,
where
we're in that point now
it's
where
starting to feel like a comic book.
yeah,
movie.
exactly. It's like you can expect so many different things. You know, you can see gods, you can see witches, you can see
Yeah.
mystical like powers, you can see the most like avant-garde type of technology from an ancient race of demonic beings and stuff. And it's like all of that very cool otherworldly shit, supernatural like type of stuff is now being introduced and it's being solidified. Like this is our staple that we're dealing with now.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, all right, homie's got robot wings, and that guy's got a metal arm.
and that seems boring.
It does. Like,
that
legit
seems so
speaking,
boring now.
I feel like for me, I'm honestly really glad
yeah.
that, you know, Iron Man is my favorite Marvel hero, hands down.
Right.
And it's been that way for fucking years since I
Long
was a
before
child.
he got popular.
Long
yeah.
before he got child. When I was
Long
a child.
before he got child. Yeah.
When I was a child, long before he was super popular, back in the OG fucking cartoons when he was just red and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I love Iron Man, but I'm honestly like really happy that Iron Man's dead in the MCU now.
But he like he ended his like
It was-
thing nice.
It was beautiful, don't
It
get me
was
wrong.
nice.
But it's like now I'm loving the weirdness to it. I love the
Mm.
mysticism and I love like the otherworldly stuff. And it's like I feel like I know Iron Man has been in that character for so many different things, but there are so many other stories that like I just want to see the weirdest shit that they can go route. And if they have Iron Man there, they can't necessarily go the entire, like, 10 yards.
Yeah.
Because it's RDJ, he's going to fucking take the screen no matter where he's at.
And if he weren't to be there, the leading character would be my favorite hero, Cap. But I like that he's not there too. Like now, like we don't really have our like typical people to rely on anymore.
Yeah, that's the best part.
And, like we're so deep into Marvel, but it feels like we're starting fresh again, which is so exciting. Yeah.
And because again, and that's actually raises like a super interesting point too, because it's like same time, Black Widow, Falcon, and Winter Soldier are our old version of heroes. We've known them for a very long time. We've been with them for a very long time.
And they were great as our introduction to. Like,
they were awesome. But it's like now we're in a new era where like their power level, yeah, it's cool and all, but like we are way beyond where they're even a consideration of like actually being like first seat, second seat, or third seat.
Yeah, really. The
Because,
fucking classes, like just the last several years alone, the classes have changed so much.
I mean, like, all right, spoiler alert, fucking big spoiler alert. If you haven't watched WandaVision, understand what I'm going to be saying in approximately 5 seconds is going to be a big spoiler. Like, we even now have fucking, like Spectrum being introduced too, so that's another fucking cosmic entity.
Rambo is gonna fucking kill it.
And she's like, fucking, she can see the electromagnetic waves and stuff and everything. You're like, you know she's overloaded as fuck.
And any, like, source of power that, like, is coming her way, she could, like, turn into it and manipulate it. And, like, any character who's, like, OP in that specific power, she could turn into that power and just absorb that power and destroy them with their own power. Like,
and it's like, alright, so we're now used to characters like Wanda who can distort the entire reality. And then you got Agatha Hartwell, who is like, alright, now...
Hold on. Catherine Hahn, I've been such a fan of hers for a very long time. I've been watching all of her comedic movies. I think she's fucking brilliant, and I'm just super stoked that she's like a big integral part of this universe now.
Yeah.
She's just not like a regular character, you know, because like that one guy with the glasses from Devil Wears Prada, I'm like, cool, like, he has a part. A lot of people have their parts. Benicio del Toro has a part as a collector. I thought that was going to be grander than it turned out to be. But no, I feel like Catherine Hahn is like, whether or not she exceeds beyond this show, she's leaving a fucking impact.
Heck yeah. And dude, her theme song for the episode
it was comedy,
was so hard too.
When
so
she
good.
flexed on like, yeah, bitch, I killed Skippy. I killed Skippy.
And I killed your puppy too. That was so fucked up. It's like she even has the power to like somewhat control reality of what's going on.
She's kind of like breaking the fourth wall in the way too.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, we have so many dope fucking characters being introduced. It's like, all right, cool. If Scarlet or if Black Widow ever returns, you know, she's actually not dead, and they do a whole like Loki switch up. What is she gonna do against like witches and gods and demons?
Yeah.
And fucking beings from outer space. Like, yeah, she fought like the people from the Black Order, but to be fair, they're really just for the most part really good at hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
But now we're going like mind explosion.
We're going crazy. Yeah. It went to the point where like I could see why they had to write her off because like she can't keep up anymore.
Exactly.
She can't keep up anymore.
And then Hawkeye wants to retire too. Like at the
Hawkeye
end.
wants to retire, and like the only reason why they're keeping him on is because he has to train the new generation. You know?
But even then, like at least it's showing that like the old guard has their place, but it's not in the field of combat.
Right.
And that's again where like Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm gonna watch it. And I'm gonna enjoy it. I know for a fact 'cause it's a Marvel program made by Marvel, and all of them have been at bare minimum enjoyable.
Yeah, bare minimum,
which is insane standard.
It's actually incredible standard considering how many Marvel movies are out.
Yeah,
and how none of them, not a single one, has tanked. Even like the big gambles, like Ant-Man.
Fuck yeah! So it's like, all right. I get Falcon and Winter Soldier will probably be setting up for something in the future, but honestly, like I really can't care unless they do something super wild and out of the blue that I did not expect.
Right.
Unless they're like getting a power surge, like they're gonna be the Krillin and fucking Piccolo of the Marvel universe. Before they were cool, but then their power level is so low in comparison that like we really don't use them.
Piccolo got hella nerfed, alright, but Krillin. He's never not tried his hardest, all right? Krillin, okay, Piccolo gave up. Krillin never stopped trying.
Falcon can be Krillin. He's got that get to it attitude.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't do much.
But he tries hard. And if anything, it's Destructo Disc, if he eventually learned how to control it. He's probably like 100 or something in human years already. But like, it's one of like the most OP moves you could use, assuming he can control it.
Assuming he can control it. And like, no, get me wrong, the fucking little hawk thing that he fucking controls.
Yeah, that little homeboy's tight.
It's super powerful and gets the job done. But you know, it's like, is the situation appropriate for that?
What's your superpower? I got an RC.
I'm really big into model airplanes.
I used to work part-time at Hobby People in high school, and well, like, I mean, my hobby became a little bit of an obsession. You know?
We lost a couple of like our stock off the truck at Circuit City and whatnot. You know, we don't know where it
Lost
went.
some of our stock.
It fell off the truck.
I mean, he stole back his suit from the Pentagon.
And like his original suit is like from like the 60s. That's what I'm saying. All right, props to the actor who plays Spock because I like that dude.
Yeah,
his
yeah,
name's
he's cool.
Clarence, and his parents have a real good marriage and whatnot.
Yeah, dude. He has a nice home. He works out every morning.
No, he went to a private school and everything, but 8 Mile jokes aside, he's a dope actor. I like him, and he's a really good actor. But it's like I can't fucking really stay.
You know, it's funny. Like you're talking about 8 Mile, but like a falcon would totally eat a rabbit. I'm sure that went over anybody's head.
And he's a dope actor, but it's like I know I'm not invested in his character. There's like very little of that.
I like his character, but I'm not like, ooh, I have so many other people. Like I would rather see a Nebula series.
Fuck yeah, like dude, a series of
the 5-year blip of Nebula and Rocket during the blip. Because they were stuck together. The Guardians were gone. All
also
Rocket
with
had
Tony
was...
too.
Oh yeah, then that would be fucking epic. Imagine.
Yeah, to see like their journey of like how the things happened for like that whole 5-year journey. Even just
and Rocket just having to deal with all of his homies being just gone.
Yeah.
Not being sure they'll ever come back, and he just has to deal with the one who kind of like just tried to kill them all every single day. You know.
Or even just seeing like Nebula like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna be a space bounty hunter. Like, follow my journey in space. Like that'd be sick as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Her arc of redemption and stuff. Like Nebula would be super sick.
I love Nebula's character.
I want the weird shit. I want the like.
I love the weird shit.
I want the comic book stuff. I want like those whole weird things. Unless, again, the Winter Soldier and fucking Falcon has to do something to blow me away.
How do you feel about Loki? My thing, I'm just a little tired of Loki. I love Loki's character. I think he's great. He's definitely one of like the pinnacle Marvel characters. But he's been killed off so many times. Like fuck, like I'm done with him. And I'm sure I'll take it back when the show comes out because Marvel doesn't miss.
Yeah.
But retire this guy. Like,
I think for me, the thing that I'm looking forward to for Loki is like, all right. He's the trickster, right? He's the dude who, he talks to a lot of nefarious fucking people. He's the first one that got in contact with Thanos and the MCU.
Right.
So it's like, I'm interested to see what characters he finds out in the rest of the world. And starts like, all right, what are the kind of like things that he sets up for the future? Right. I don't really care about what he does specifically himself. I'm more interested in like, who are the people we're going to start seeing? What are the worlds we're going to start traveling to? Mm-hmm. What are the other different players at B that we haven't been paying attention to or haven't noticed yet?
I hope Sif comes back. Valkyrie's going to like, now that she's, the ruler of Asgard, like there's a lot that's going to go on with Asgardian universe, assuming 99.9% of them have been extinguished. There's still a lot of possibilities left for them,
Very true. New Asgard was left a lot to be
desired.
But at least I think they still have Cork, right? They still have Taika Waititi.
They still, yeah. But like, I mean, like, what is he gonna do?
He's gonna be a New Zealand guy somewhere, man. That's all he needs to do.
The new threat's gonna happen, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, mate, do you have any apples? What? Apples? I want some apples. I'm trying to destroy the world here. Yeah, but you see, like, I'm trying to have a Bobby for apples competition. Apples? No, apples. Apples. Oh, I can see you're from Australia, mate. We're from New Zealand. Okay, you say it correctly first. Like, if anything, they're gonna do a scene like that where he buys so much time where they're able to like save the universe because he just totally confused.
I hate to break it to you, but if they didn't understand the 8 Mile reference, I really doubt they're gonna get the Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah, on everything.
So we went on a pretty long tangent about this whole situation.
We digressed.
But yeah,
a little
Marvel,
bit.
super interesting what's going on.
Yeah.
WandaVision only has 2 more episodes, which makes me super sad.
Yeah.
So fucking sad.
Yeah.
It's been an
I
amazing
didn't
journey.
expect to love this as much as I did.
No, I did
Yeah.
not either. And I knew it was going to be weird and it was going to be different. And I absolutely fucking love it. And that kind of future of Marvel really excites me. And it's just like, all right, well, I'm more kind of like, let's get past the old guard. Let's get to the new shit. Let's get into some weird shit. So that's kind of my opinion for what's going on with Marvel and
I
whatnot.
want our mutants already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want a proper Inhumans. I want fucking the multiverse version of Ben Kingsley's characters of the Mandarin to come back as the actual fucking badass.
All right, this raises an interesting question. Who do you think of all the mutants is going to be the poster boy besides Deadpool?
Besides Deadpool,
Yeah,
yeah.
who do you
Okay, for
think
sure,
don't-
that's the obvious one. I'm still holding off for Quicksilver. I feel like Agnes has like brought back Quicksilver for sure from the Fox universe,
Mm-hmm.
but he just doesn't know that yet. He came back as like like the brainwashed version of him.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know it yet. So I feel like he's also not a villain yet, even though he's a
Mhm.
villain right now. Like eventually he's gonna be like, shit, bro, like. Where my homies at? Like, where's
Huh.
Olivia Munn, Jennifer Lawrence? Yo,
Where my pops at?
where they at?
Magneto shows up.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Where's
I
my
would love
daddy?
that.
Where's my dad? Magneto's like, I'm here.
Come on, Michael Fassbender. I want my rematch. I want my rematch. So I and also like with Ethan Peters is his name, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't really know too much about him, but I feel like he's still like the youngest or like the most famous youngest of the people to keep like the new generation interested, So I feel like he's gonna be their poster boy.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. I especially for how much they're pushing Quicksilver in the show too. It makes sense that he'll be the one.
Yeah.
Because I can't really think of anyone else. I feel like they should not use Wolverine whatsoever. Let Hugh Jackman kind of put that character to rest because it was.
I feel like he low-key wants to come back though.
If Hugh Jackman signs up, I'm down for it. But
At the very least though, I want him to come back for like just like a multiverse cameo
Yeah.
where it's not like the last X-Men movie where he was just like fuck off,
Uh-huh.
Like I want him to come back for a full episode and then goes back to die before his like Logan movie,
Yeah.
Like his role right before that, why he's like, that shows why he's hiding from people. Like damn, like even like people from another dimension are finding me. That's why him and
That's a
Charles
whole
Xavier
nother
had to be in the
dimension.
desert though.
That's
yeah,
a whole nother dimension, Logan.
No, that's what I'm saying
Yeah.
though.
That
Because
would-
there's the multiverse.
that
going.
would be actually super interesting. If that's like something that in retrospect kind of even adds onto why he's isolating himself, where he's
Yeah.
being even hunted from other places. That actually would be super dope.
And Hawkeye's getting older, so it'd be cool if they kind of have some of that, like the future stuff going on.
Because other than that, like I really can't see. Because if Hugh Jackman is not Wolverine, I don't want to see Wolverine on screen. That's kind of like my mindset.
But it's
for it.
gonna happen.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna be happy about it because it's like, all right, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man, Chris Evans is Captain America, Hugh Jackman is fucking Wolverine. Like they're those characters that are so synonymous with each other. It's hard to separate it.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't see Cyclops being a big thing. I
Well,
hope not.
Cyclops was never like really that big of a thing.
He is the leader of the fucking X-Men.
Yeah, but he doesn't have like. Okay, like he had the similar personality with Cap, but Cap fits that role as
Yeah.
like the archetype. I'm just. Wow, that was a lot of air. But he's meant to be like Captain America, so he's kind of meant to be PG.
Mhm.
But he's not boring. He does have a personality.
Mhm.
I feel like I don't know. Cyclops. He's always just been kind of plain. He's always been
Yeah. And so that's why, like, I can only really think of any other character, at least in my opinion. I think the only other character that can use as a poster boy for the mutants will be Colossus.
But Colossus is already the poster boy of mutant characters that aren't Deadpool on the Deadpool franchise.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
that's what I'm
Colossus
saying.
is leaving anytime soon.
But I feel like they're gonna kind of use that because Colossus in the Deadpool movies is that PG character who's trying to push that aspect.
But he
to-
has a personality,
That's what I'm
Like
saying. He'd
the
be-
goodness about him is kind of like his charm.
And so it would be dope to see him kind of be the poster boy for the mutants going to the MC universe because it's like, all right, his whole thing is trying to train the new generation, and whatnot. And it's now the new generation of the Avengers. It's now the new generation of heroes that are popping up, and it's new people getting powers that never had it before. So it'd be dope to see Colossus being kind of like the fucking, all right, I'm gonna be like kind of the daycare of heroes.
I would
That'd be kinda
like
sick.
it to be like just a character people don't expect to be the poster child.
It's
And
Nightcrawler the entire time.
well, like, that'd be interesting, but like I've always loved Jubilee. Jubilee has been, no matter what era you will ask me, no matter what era, Jubilee has been in my top 3 since I was a child.
Yeah,
From beginning to end. So I would love like, Jubilee just to come out of nowhere to be like the poster child of the new like mutant franchise. Because like but, like in terms of like, cause I kinda like how they did it in Play Avengers, where they brought in Kamala Khan as like she's the one bringing the band back together, and everyone's like, nah, like fuck, like Tony, fuck Tony, Cap, fuck Cap, like, and then like, you got a little Kamala, it's like, come on, like, you guys were something bigger than you guys, so like, I could see a young version of Jubilee bringing that back, or even the Fox version of Jubilee being like, okay, like, in this new universe, let me try to like bring back all the other people back, to this new house that got exploded.
Do you think they'll like try and fit Jubilee for like the current time period? And if you do think they'll do that, how do you think like they'll try and design her? Because I know she was a super 90s
the
character.
thing is, 90s
She's
is
a
so
super
back
90s
again.
character.
The 90s are super back again, where you can bring her back as is. A lot of the you can bring back a lot of the mutants back as is because of the 90s resurgence.
True. Okay. All right. You're not wrong.
And their costume is fucking flex.
Her costume is fucking iconic and whatnot, especially for that character. By the way, I feel like it's interesting to see Jubilee's character in modern times because at least in my knowledge, I don't know of any kind of aspect when they're kind of using her in modern times. It's like, okay, how does it look? How does she look in the present day world? How does her powers kind of interact with the present day world?
Honestly, the way she looked in the recent Fox movie, she could look that way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like her powers are flashy and fun, where just aesthetically they don't need to be redesigned. But she does need to be, juiced up a little bit because, other than like confusing people for a second, like she's not really doing a whole lot.
Sparklers. No, sorry. The prismatic energy sparkles.
But it looks cool. It looks totally cool. I'm totally with it. I fucked with my girl Jubilee.
It'd be dope to see. Yeah, again, I feel like the whole mutant situation, that is something I'm so like hyped up for. I'm so excited to see how they transition to it. Like you said, Marvel can't miss. And I'm really interested to see how they do it. Because we're getting a whole reverse House of M situation with WandaVision and whatnot. So I can't wait to see what else comes there.
Yeah,
so long as it's weird and spectacle and
exactly.
wild.
And sparkly.
And sparkly. So we were talking about Marvel for a very fucking long time.
Yeah, definitely did.
It's good to talk about it though. Like I'm so happy that I'm able to do this again because it's something that we haven't done for such a long time period, and the drought was nice. It was helpful. It made me want Marvel stuff again.
I feel way more hyped than I ever thought I would.
Definitely,
yeah,
dude.
for sure.
And it's so cool to see, especially even though the games may not be getting the amount of updates.
Touchy subject. Straight beefing.
But at least some other games are actually getting some announcements and some introductions and whatnot. And as always, the recurring segment, he needs to use the restroom.
Malcolm, let's talk about video games. I'll let you back.
So, all right, I'll reintroduce this question to you, Malcolm.
Hello.
So, all right,
Hello, I am Malcolm.
It's Malcolm, our producer, man behind the screen in most of our skits as the main person.
Yeah.
All right, so we were thinking, the mutants are most likely to come back, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of expected that they're going to show up in the MC universe and fuck shit up and change things up. Who, in your opinion, should be the poster boy of the mutants, like, coming back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but you can't choose Deadpool? You can't choose Deadpool. Because for a fact Deadpool is the poster child of mutants right now.
But, like... I have beef, hold on, I'm just saying. If they were to bring someone back, they should bring Darwin. My boy Darwin. All right, let me tell you this boy.
Mm-hmm.
This man can legit adapt to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me give you a little snippet of what his body could do. He had a fight in a dimension with Hela. Hela is she think of her like Satan.
The goddess in hell, essentially.
Female version of Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Hela, in all her godly power, could destroy anyone. Tell me why she blasted this man with all she got, and all she got from this man was him turning into the Lord of Death just to whoop her ass.
Damn.
This man is too powerful.
Mm-hmm.
They killed him off too early.
They really
Bring
did.
him back. Like, bro, y'all put a little bomb in him, and all of a sudden he's dead. Like, y'all.
And it was like 5 minutes he had his screen time. He showed up.
Y'all
I can't be killed. 5 minutes
Exactly.
later, I have been killed.
Y'all just showed him putting his head in water and growing gills, and that was all of his power. Y'all did my boy dirty. Bring him back right now and let him be poster boy because his power amazing.
R.I.P. Darwin.
It is
R.I.P.
super
Darwin.
sick. But you are absolutely right. Darwin was fucking done dirty.
Yeah, like why? Why? Y'all could have done Butterfly Girl dirty, but no.
Zoe Kravitz, alright, chill out. Zoe Kravitz is my girl, bro. I will wipe the fuck out of that woman. Let's not disrespect fucking Butterfly Girl, alright? I don't appreciate that.
Alright. So before things get a little too heated, we're talking about video game year. We want to break up the family right now.
Talking shit about fucking my girl.
I'm just saying.
Firefly needs to be the new poster girl
saying.
for the Marvel Universe.
Nope.
Are you kidding me? I could totally see like a stripper character being the poster girl for the Marvel Universe, the Fox Universe.
She's just on a pole with her wings. No, 2 of the wings. You don't get all 4.
Yeah.
You don't get all 4.
Super fast in the wings.
Spit some acid at people. That could, I could see a fucking hentai out of that. Back to video games.
Alright, and we back.
How do we not have a deal yet? We're so damn entertaining.
Hire us. Someone sponsor us.
Okay, well, there's been like a lot of Overwatch news for part 2, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna have a mode that's like kind of similar to Left 4 Dead, and that got me really excited for like the creators of Left 4 Dead are making a brand new game. It's called Back for More, and that shit looks fucking.
And I
Heated
love
as
how they're
fuck,
throwing
bro.
4 in the title again.
Yeah, hell yeah, you know. And you could tell like it's the honorary successor, right?
Oh, it looks so fucking
It looks
good.
so good. Okay, and these like it looks like worth like the upgrade to the 5G. It looks worth the wait too, which is hard to say because we had like similar Left 4 Dead type games like World War Z, and like they're fun, but like it's not the same. And even when it's like high octane, it's still not the same, you know.
There's just something about the formula that they created. Like I don't know like what it is. It's like it's just something about the pacing of it. Where I feel like World War Z was always like, all right, you know, it's forge, humongous fucking horde. You burn through all your stuff. Forge.
It's just wave mode.
It's just
you know?
wave mode, yeah. And you were kind of like going through the motions and whatnot. But
And people could say Left 4 Dead is wave mode in a way, but like there's a whole like, you know, the whole like simpleness from getting to point A from point B, like, and all the things you have to do to get there. It's insane.
yeah, and it was like the maps themselves were so well designed because there's some maps where like they're super claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Where you're going from corner to corner, and you know if there's a hunter, it's gonna fuck you up, and you're not gonna get any help for a good amount of time.
And you have to play as a team even if you don't know the people.
Yeah,
like if you see a witch, you gotta be like either like we
And-
walking quietly or like
we're
we have to
going
like
to fight this. Like,
yeah, like
now.
everyone has to like be
No.
aware, you know.
And so like it was the amount of tension that Left 4 Dead was able to build.
And the cinematic feeling of it.
Yeah, and I think that's where like a lot of these games that are trying to mimic it like aren't really getting the same aspect of it.
That's
'cause
true.
The music had made such an impact. The sound design was such a large like way of why you were doing that.
And the RNG wasn't about the weapons. The RNG was like what car had an alarm and what didn't have an alarm. It was like those so many switch ups.
How do you react to the scenarios that are presented to you, not like what weapons you're fighting through?
A lot of games don't have that nowadays.
Yeah.
I feel like when I'm playing games where you have to like run through the same level over and over again, which is now seems to be a normal for a lot of live service games. Like there's hardly any like real RNG, like you know you're still kind of doing the same missions and stuff like that, and you know how to conquer them.
Yeah.
With games like Left 4 Dead and now Back for More coming out, like the cool thing is like you're playing the same level over and over again, but like even though like it looks similar, like you have to play it differently every single fucking time. Yeah. And I love that about it.
And so that's why like hearing that and seeing the amount of like work that they put into this new upcoming game.
It looks intense.
It looks so
high
fucking
octane.
intense. And it definitely just it looks and it feels like from watching it like an upgraded version of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
The same kind of tenseness behind it. It's there. The way like the weapons, they're strong, but they're not overpowered as shit. You're not gonna fucking stumble into like a BFG and fuck up the entire map.
Yo, I haven't seen a multiplayer game that has this kind of like exciting octane replayability since like Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
COD definitely like it has a lot of the replayability, but like as far as high octane goes, like this is not a game where you gotta get good at a gun or just be a camper or like just learn like how to like fuck with people. No, like you have no choice but to like fuck, I don't know what to do, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I gotta just figure it out. I gotta figure it out.
Exactly.
Put one foot in front of the other.
It's very much like instinct-based type games, and it's so much fun. And I feel like a lot of genres are missing in there, and it's so nice to kind of go back to that old formula.
Yeah.
And see how up tuned it is, and like I'm really curious to see how it survives like the modern space of gaming.
Right.
Because you're getting different types of games that have really kind of shattered the way we think of like modern games and stuff like that. Like Five Nights at Freddy's, when the first game came out, it was so fucking different compared to everything else that was on the market.
Right.
But now we see the new trailer that drops, and it's like, all right, we have reinvented our formula so many times, and let's fucking doing it in a way that like no one could fucking expect.
I've never played a Five Nights at Freddy game ever. I really don't know much about the lore. We kind of like prepped a little bit early before like filming, and like there's a whole universe apparently. But this trailer for the new one, Five Nights at Freddy, what is it called?
I think it's like
something Breach
or like
Breach.
Yeah,
It's something Breach, Protocol Breach. I don't know. But I want to play this. This looks so good and looks terrifying. There's this scene where this pink bunny is running straight to the camera, and like I got my ass puckered up, like clenched. Like it went like it felt like a vacuum seal, bro. Like it was a little scary. It was scary, and it looked so exciting, bro.
Yeah, and it's like. And so for myself too, like I have not played a Five Nights at Freddy games. I think besides the first one, and I only played like a little bit of it. I was more so kind of like, all right, for me to enjoy it, I need to watch like Markiplier play it, or like other big YouTubers who are like super fucking good at it.
Right.
But for me too, this is probably the first one I actually like purchased and play because it's like such an interesting dynamic. And for myself, who's been following the lore since like the first game came out, shout out to Game Theory for that. It's like it was such an interesting constancy to be developed and whatnot, and it's like now it's a whole new system, a whole new way of the game being played out and how it's presented,
and it's so marketed.
It's so marketed, and now like the stories being like actually very at the forefront, and that seems to be like more of a story-driven game instead of survival from like the elements at B how they normally is, and so that's why I'm super interested. So it's pretty cool to see games that, like, either go back to their formula and master it, or just create new ones over and over again. And, like, find a way to just still shatter expectations.
I like that. A lot of people find it, like, really hard to, like, evolve their, like, fucking game mechanics, Like, we got Dragon Age 4 coming out. And, like, I'm looking forward to it, but, Dragon Age Inquisition, they got, like, Game of the Year, and it was kind of, like, following its format, like, in a way to keep the game prolonged, but it kind of like it lost touch in like the heart of the game. That's what I feel like Five Nights at Freddy is doing. That's how I feel like the new Back for More is doing. Like they're going back in touch with their roots and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot more games that are coming out like in general that are. I feel like it's
I got one you like. All right,
Okay.
so Final Fantasy had a lot of big announcements. First of all, we're getting like a DLC that's gonna like blur the lines between 1 and 2. You know, that segue, which I'm looking forward to because I don't think remake of 7 Part 2 is gonna come out anytime soon. So I'm glad we're gonna be able to play Yuffie soon. That's gonna be cool. And but a big thing that they're doing is for iOS, and I feel like it's gonna bleed into consoles too because that's what happened with the Pocket Edition for 15. Not only are we getting like chibi cool versions, but with updated modern graphics of Final Fantasy VII Remake, of Final Fantasy VII on iOS, but we're also getting Crisis Core before Crisis Core, and then we're getting an after Crisis Core, and we're getting the Age of Cerberus or whatever. I don't remember what it's called. We're getting all those into iOS, and they're all being re-updated in modern graphic style.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I'm sure you'll be stoked for You love Crisis Core.
Oh, my
Zach's
favorite.
your boy.
My favorite Final Fantasy game is Crisis Core. I know it's on the PSP. I know it's a side story. I know it's a story led by Zach, and a lot of people have problems with them, especially because of Final Fantasy VII Remake. But holy fucking shit, that makes me so goddamn hyped because that was my favorite game, hands down. That whole storyline and everything was super fucking sick. So
I'm just growing up and just looking like, we're in the car and I just turn around, he's just PSP fucking heavy. Just,
yeah.
And it looked amazing. It looks amazing.
I beat that game like fairly quickly in terms of like beating a Final Fantasy game.
That's the thing a lot too.
I still
They're very dense games.
And even after I beat it, I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm 100% in this game. Like Crisis Core is the most I was ever invested in a Final Fantasy game, period.
I feel like that's the first action RPG Final Fantasy game.
I think so, yeah. I think it was the first one to get rid of the whole turn-based combat aspect. It was like it kind of took that whole Kingdom Hearts fighting system and took that and introduced it into Final Fantasy and obviously upgraded it in a way that was phenomenal.
The sleeper influence that influenced that action RPG, if you think about it, is the bouncer.
Yep, the bouncer, it all ties back to that one.
No one knows the fucking bouncer, bro.
It all ties back to that dog chain, man.
Oh my god, I'm saying that's so much of an influence to fucking Final Fantasy itself too, especially with the Fenrir Keyblade and Kingdom Hearts too.
Yeah.
Square Enix lore, the bouncer really started a lot.
For those of you that do not know the bouncer, which I'm assuming the entire world does not know.
Yeah.
What it was a fighting game. It was kind of like you go through the storyline and you can choose your character, and you only have the first 4 main characters. But every time you beat the game, you unlocked a new ending, and then you unlocked new characters, and then if you beat the game again with new characters, you find out different parts of the story from entirely different angles, because now you're
kind of their own story.
Of like their point of view, what's going on.
Main character also looked like Sora too.
Yeah.
Hold up.
And the influence for Sora was for what was the main character for 16 or 15? What the most recent Final Fantasy in the number series? Noctis. Like Sora was the example for that.
Yeah.
Character design.
The fighting mechanics actually from Kingdom Hearts really
changed a lot
for Square Enix in itself, but it did stem from the bouncer.
And it all comes from a PS2 game that no one's really heard of. But it was a huge influence in our childhood, which is why I think that's why we fell in love with that whole combat system, because it came back from a game that we sunk so many fucking hours into.
What really got me, that's one of the first of its combat system, obviously, but Square Enix, I became a stan at Final Fantasy VIII when I played the PlayStation demo. PlayStation need to release the disc with a shit ton of demos. And once I played Final Fantasy VIII, I was like, that's what hooked me on Square, bro. Square is my favorite developer of all time. I think that's why I have more hope than I should for Avengers. It's because it's because Square Enix, but it's also Crystal Dynamics, the creators of the modern Tomb Raider games, which I fucking adore, and I beat all 3 of them. And for me to say that for a game alone is big. Yeah, for me to do that for a trilogy of games, that's my fucking shit, bro. So yeah, dude.
So yeah, it's cool to see. I'm actually super hyped for that before and after Crisis Core, because I would love to see that story, kind of how things develop and whatnot.
Another cool game that just got released with more footage. It's a game called Kino, and it's like it looks very like Legend of Zelda inspired, but it's like it has a lot of like fairies and dark like dark fairy tale themes and stuff like that going on. I'm super obsessed with that.
All those kind of like Legend of Zelda kind of clones or
I love puzzle
inspired
clones,
games.
yeah.
I kind of stay away from them a little bit. I don't know. There's just something about that kind of game type that I just doesn't really hit too much. It's too slow for me.
I love puzzle type games. That's why I like Tomb Raider. That's why I like Uncharted. That's why I like games like that. You know, I love those puzzle solving games. You're very much like run and gun, like just fucking do this shit already. Me, like I like to look at every single crevice of the land. You know, like horizon and shit like that. Like I love that kind of shit. I love those puzzle action adventure games.
So at least we do have some stuff to look forward in the future, though. There's a lot of dope games that are coming out, and you know, I feel like a lot of the new games that are coming out are, like you were mentioning before, they're kind of getting that heart back that we've been missing for a while.
Yeah, for sure. Especially after a lot of the disappointments I've been experiencing.
Yeah, Cyberpunk really fucked up.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like if we were to have like a regular gaming, you know, segment, kind of like AOTS, you know, it'd be fun. Let us know what other segments you guys would like.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments, and you know, if there's something that you guys really enjoy, we'll try to introduce it into more weeks. And if this kind of format of sectioning them out into like different subject types is a lot more enjoyable, let us know that too. Because
I feel like it'll help a lot more.
We're trying to mess up the formula as much as we can to make it as enjoyable as possible. And you know, we're enjoying the buzz. So
we are enjoying the buzz.
That you are trying to enjoy it with us at the same time.
Yes.
But I feel like that's a great place to fucking end today's episode.
I think so. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. I know we went a really long Marvel tangent, but hopefully you enjoyed that too.
You know what? Marvel should be the segment. Music we should just like. I like the segments, but I also like our themes too in between our segments. All right, so that's cool. Nothing's changing. We're just expanding. We're expanding like the Marvel universe, baby. What's up?
Exactly.
We'll see you next week.
We'll catch you next week.